With its new season due on HBO and Max tonight, I thought I'd give you a very special TV log on this hit series based on a video game that came out on the PlayStation 3 originally, which I've never played, but I've seen a little bit of gameplay of it. But anyway, it's a pretty big game that's pretty much full of survival, and that's what this show is as well. I am going to be talking about The Last of Us. This is a Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews TV log. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D. Today, I'm going to be bringing to you a TV log special where I'll be talking about, well, a series that's actually coming back to us. Well, after it's been 2 years since it last aired on the tube in its first season, it is now coming back, and it's already gotten a lot of good reviews of. I mean, I've seen various shows and movies that have been based on games that I have come to like or play, but there's some I never played, especially this one game that I've decided I'm going to be talking about this show right now. It is a series called The Last of Us. The Last of Us is a post apocalyptic thriller series based on the video game of the same name. It premiered on HBO in early 2023 and is produced by HBO along with Sony Pictures Television, PlayStation Productions, and numerous other companies. Now, the series was created by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann for HBO. It's based on the video game series developed by Naughty Dog, who, of course, were well known for giving us the original Crash Bandicoot series, as well as Jak and Daxter and the Uncharted series. Now, the series is set 20 years into a pandemic caused by a mass fungal infection, which causes its hosts to transform into zombie like creatures and causes the collapse of society. The first season, based on the very first game released in 2013, follows Joel, a smuggler tasked with escorting immune teenager Ellie across a post-apocalyptic United States. Now, the second season which is coming up on HBO and Max today. It will be expected to be partly adapt the follow-up game, The Last of Us Part 2 from 2020, which is set 5 years later and introduced us to the character of Abby. Now then, I must say, while I've never really played The Last of Us, I've seen a little bit of gameplay of it, but there might be some time I decide to look into that. Now, usually I haven't really gotten into, well, games that are kind of like, I don't know, have a linear feel to it. Well, except maybe for God of War and Uncharted. But I think this is kind of like it. But at least I know this has some pretty cool stuff and what have you. And that it's well, an action adventure game just like Uncharted. Anyway, the first season started on January 15th, 2023, and ran for until March 12th, 2023, after a total of 9 episodes were produced and aired. I've seen them all, and I must say they were very good and what have you. Now, I really won't talk too much about the episodes, but I will say they are really, really something. So, anyway, its first episode was called When You're Lost in the Darkness. See, I'll give you just heads up on the first episode. In 2003, a mass fungal infection, a mutated crisis sparks a global pandemic and the collapse of society. Joel flees with his daughter Sarah and brother Tommy from their Texas home, but Sarah is killed by a soldier, and 20 years later, Joel lives in a quarantine zone in Boston managed by Federal Disaster Response Agency, working as a smuggler with his partner Tess. And when Tommy fails to contact them from Wyoming, they pay a local dealer, Robert, for a car battery, but he scams them and sells it to the Fireflies, a rebel group opposing FEDRA, which that's the organization's name for short. But soon, Joel manages to encounter a teenager named Ellie, who joins him on his journey and what have you throughout this show's first season. From what I've seen of the first season of The Last of Us, I'm going to say it's pretty good and what have you. And it's really, really a really cool experience. It got lots of good reviews from critics and what have you. It was nominated for 24 Primetime Emmys and 3 Golden Globe Awards. Upon its debut, it became HBO's most watched debut season when it started. Anyway, the first season sets at 96%. Metacritic has a score of 84. Mark Delaney of GameSpot called it the beginning of a new era for the genre. Reviewers praised the differences from the game's narrative, and some believe the scenes lifted directly from the game were among the weakest and led to pacing issues. Well, again, while I may not have played the game, nor have I watched a full playthrough of it, I will say, yeah, it does have a little bit of pacing issues, but nevertheless, it still proved to be good. Critics overwhelmingly considered the third episode to be the season's best, and some named it among the greatest television episodes in recent years. So apparently, this was the first ever video game based program to even get good reviews. Of course, that is until we got Fallout last year, which I unfortunately have yet to talk about that. When its next season comes, I'll certainly talk about that one. The cast got pretty good performances as well. Well, I'll get to in just a little bit. Now, the second season's already gotten good reviews and set to 93%. Metacritic has a score on 83, but critics felt this season reinforced The Last of Us as the best video game adaptation. Reviews felt it sets a new standard for every video game adaptation. Well, again, that's understandable, but everyone still enjoyed the performances, though. And that is definitely a good thing to know. Anyway, it was just so good and what have you. It unfortunately never won any of its Emmys, though, as much as I hate to say it. Nor did it win any Golden Globes either. But won at several ones and what have you. Well, it did, however, win at the Primetime Creative Arts Emmy Awards, and not the main Primetime Emmy Awards. So that's good and what have you. So anyway, I will say that that's a good thing about The Last of Us. Let's see. Gustavo Santal Lala, sorry if I mispronounced that name, well, actually did the music for this. He had recently done the music for, well, various movies, including 21 Grams, Brokeback Mountain, and The Book of Life. Yeah. So the score on this series is pretty good too. I mean, most of HBO's shows do have a pretty good theme song, what have you, but you can go back to long ago before this when there were good themes to some of their shows. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, for our cast, for the main cast, we have Pedro Pascal, who, you know that name. You've seen him do numerous things. Of course, he recently had voiced the titular character of The Mandalorian. And he also recently appeared on Game of Thrones, as well as in films including The Great Wall, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, The Equalizer 2. Let me see here. Let's see. Sorry, everyone. See, Wonder Woman 1984. And Gladiator 2. Now, of course, he'll be seen in the Fantastic Four First Steps as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, later on this year. Now, of course, I've already mentioned about The Mandalorian. He, of course, will be appearing as the character in the film, which will continue the story. So he's also appeared in other shows, most notably the show Graceland, and also Narcos as well. So I gotta give this guy credit. He does a good job in playing Joel Miller, and this character's pretty good. Bella Ramsey plays the character of Ellie, who also happened to have been on Game of Thrones. Now, apparently, she's only been in some films. Not too many I'm familiar with, except maybe Judy from 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the film about Judy Garland, played by Renee Zellweger. And aside from Game of Thrones, she's also been on The Worst Witch and several other programs. So anyway, I gotta say her character's pretty good as well. Now, those are just the main characters. There's others who have made guest appearances, including Nico Parker, John Hannah, Merle Dandridge, Nick Offerman, Lamar Johnson, Melanie Linsky, John Getz, Ashley Johnson. Oh, the list goes on. Now, for season 2, we're going to have some more big names, including Caitlin Dever, who you may remember from TV's Last Man Standing, Isabella Merced, Jeffrey Wright, Joe Pantoliano, and even Catherine O'Hara. So that's going to be good. I hope for the best that the second season of Last of Us ends up being as good as the first season itself. Now, I've only watched the 9 episodes one time, but I will say that I think it's very good, and I wish it the best of luck with second season. Hope it does very well, and I hope it keeps going. I think they please stand by. Okay, yes, I was right. There is a third. They have already announced a third season already, and it's currently in development. So, again, good luck with everyone who's working on The Last of Us. I know this is a pretty good show. Again, I may not play the game or nor its sequel because I don't have a PlayStation 4, but I think that was on PlayStation 5 too. But I might be wrong though. But again, good luck with. So that's all I can say. The Last of Us, I think it's pretty good. It's got a pretty. I forgot to mention what else it's had to offer. A pretty good atmosphere with its dystopian feel to it and what have you. And that's another good thing I like about this show. So that's about that. So what did you think of the TV series of The Last of Us? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation and share my vids with your friends if you like. And prepare yourselves. I'm just about, last time I checked my subscribers, I'm only 12 subscribers away from 900 subscribers. So, again, keep it up. Please stand by. Okay, now join me next time when I bring to you a review of Kill Bill Volume 1. So if you like this, check out these other video game based vids I've done for and they're based on games. In the upper left hand corner is my review of Resident Evil from 2002. Very underrated movie. I know it got a lot of hate, but I understand. In the upper right hand corner is my spoiler for review of another a movie based on one of the PlayStation's big games, Uncharted from 2022. What? Yeah. Or go to the bottom, or if you'd like something else, check out my TV log on Netflix's big hit Stranger Things, which is expected to return for its fifth season later on this year, I hope. In the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the TV log, then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.